Hey guys, it's Tartan coming at you again with another game of Hardcore Minecraft. And in this video, attempting to do what I was attempting to do in the last video. And we're going to throw some of this junk in here, not the eggs. And just strike out in search of gravel. Of course, this time I've got even better boots on, so basically anywhere we find gravel, we'll take some. For example, right here. Oh yeah, cool. This is actually pretty nice. With our good mining speed because of the boots. Or not the boots, the movement is from the boots. The good mining speed and the breath comes from the helmet. So we're just going to, sit here at the bottom of the river and make it a little deeper. This is excellent. This is better than going all the way to a stony shore. We can do this job from home. Do you ever find a phrase and you think they weren't saying that then? Work from home is one of those phrases. So there's a band called Rilo Kiley, right? And Jenny Lewis was the singer. Super awesome band. They were on Saddle Creek in the early 2000s. Massive fan of Rilo Kiley. Really loved her first 3 records, and then Jenny Lewis did a record with the Watson Twins that was super amazing as well. Really just love her. But anyway, I'm getting away from myself a little bit. But there's a song on one of the early Rilo Kiley records where she says the phrase, "You could work from home." And I'm just pretty sure that that wasn't a thing that we said in the early 2000s. But it is definitely in that album. I wish I worked from home. I wish I could do my job, but just throw the food into a tube like in the Jetsons, and then it would be delivered right to people's houses. And I know there's some obnoxious way that could theoretically be sort of resembling my job, but I don't actually want that to be my job. I mean, come to think of it, who really likes their job at all? I've liked a job before. Not everybody's lucky enough to like any jobs they've ever had. Whenever I was in high school, and then a couple other times in life, I worked in libraries, which is, of course, the best of all possible jobs. There's no greater job than working in a library. I think everybody knows that. But this is actually, with our excellent items, this is just fine, because the shovel does a quick enough job of it. We have so much length of breathing that we don't have to worry about placing doors everywhere, and then we move around nice and swiftly too. So if we hear a gurgling sound in the dark, which I thought I just did, but in general, my predisposition is to believe that, okay, yeah, there we go. The gravel all fell down. My predisposition generally is to believe that drowned zombies are not terribly dangerous, but of course all zombies are dangerous in large amounts, and if you don't notice them there, then they're even more dangerous. And of course, even the meanest zombie is capable of throwing a trident at a boat or at a beloved pet. So you do want to be careful. You don't want to just be dismissive of the humble drowned zombie, because they can certainly make you have a bad time. But I don't think that's what's going to happen here. What is happening here is that rather than have to go far away, so this is pretty nice, we're just going to be able to pick up all of this junk here, and we're not going to have to worry about taking long trips. We'll just get this right from the baseline. And I guess with that in mind, we should go ahead and get some clay. I don't think, I haven't mined any clay at all on this world. because I know that clay can be sold to a mason at the base level, so we'll be doing that. Might as well just dig up a bunch of stuff in this river. Someone has told me in passing that there's like some way to, like, you take where clay is and then you can figure out that there's diamonds around it somehow, but I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not going to test that right now. But if it ends up being just a thing that I can get at later in the future, then that'll be pretty amazing. That'll be a thing to write home about. Not like, man, I can't believe I lost all of that stuff. What was I doing putting a diamond inside of a box and not carrying it on me? And the iron, you know, that was a whole video ago. I gotta get over it. Well, we might as well just take this batch here, and I think, yeah, we'll just drive around a little bit, picking up the random stuff as it floats to the surface, and then we're bound to be missing a lot of it, but that'll be okay. We'll just have to make this attempt of it. You never want to be wasteful about fish, not when you are a great lover of cats. But it is, of course, much easier to pick things up from a boat. We're just gonna grab them real quick and then come around the side here up to the front of the village. Feed a couple of chickens, pick up some eggs, do the typical end of the day breeding type stuff. We'll grab enough seeds to lose our train of thought. And we're just doing this because, you know, you wanna get more seeds. You wanna not totally fall off of any of your goals. So we need a little bit more light coverage there. There's certain places, of course, around here where it's just a little bit dark, and so there could be potentially enemies that spawn, like right over there. Okay, so there's a skeleton that is just brawling with, well, not anymore. Now he's dead. He is dead the way fried chicken is dead. That poor skeleton had to die twice. But, you know, that's what he gets for messing with our golems. They're tough. They sure are. A creeper. Oh, no. Okay, so now I've realized my mistake. Because with a creeper in the middle of my town, a golem could theoretically be hitting it and then blow up the top of the chicken coop or one of my chests. I need much more light coverage, or to just lay down for the night. That'll work too. So first lay down, and then we need to get more light coverage for this sort of outskirts before we play around too much here. But that's not the first priority. First priority is saying hello to the herd of chickens. They are burgeoning. And now it doesn't take too long to be able to get like a fair amount of experience just from throwing some seeds down their gullets. And chickens ramp up in production quite extraordinarily compared to all the other things, and that's just because you can create more of them from a machine. There's probably ways to mechanize other kinds of animal farming, but I don't know them. So what we want to do now is look in here. I think I should have put the mason's block in here, the stonecutter, yep. So we're just going to place a little mason's block down here. Someone will walk to it. I've been thinking about the Infinity Book. I don't think it's really that worth it. Alright, here we go. So he's going to buy all of the clay, immediately level up, buy more of the clay. Alright, so this is a very quick way to get more, because it's really quick to get clay from the bottom of rivers. You can get a few stacks of it. So we're just going to toss this clay in here to sell to him later on. Definitely should have been using that from the start. But, you know, I have a lot to learn. I try not to get too hung up on being inefficient sometimes whenever there's a lot of stuff left in the game. So I don't ever need to make arrows. I can just make a level 1 Fletcher, which you can do with just wood, and then you can buy arrows here. But we're first going to get all of this flint. And then he'll go to level 2. What do we get at level 2? Now he'll buy flint also, which we don't want to do. But he'll sell bows for just 2 emeralds, so that's excellent. Perfect. We'll just buy one of those. And a brace of arrows, and then we'll let him carry on with his day, because now we have enough flint to level up one of our smiths. This toolsmith... Oh, wowza. Yeah. Okay, so... You get absolutely tons of experience from this trade, making this the very clear way to level them up. And now we get an efficiency 3 pickaxe, and I can even pick it up. Alright, so now we no longer need the iron one. The ascension of the tools. It is not complete, but it is getting there. And I just need to see... Okay, so I don't have very much more flint, but I can just go and chat up the Fletcher. It's possible he's already refreshed his stores. And if he has, yes, the Mason has as well. So we're going to be able to get another little brace of emeralds. I love the Masons. They are my favorite guy to buy things from, or sell things to, rather. Alright, so I don't have any more emeralds. That means I just need to talk to the farmer. Oh man, okay, so now I am coming to understand that although the farming is like okay, the real quick route to emeralds and greatness in general, because you can level these guys up with flint so fast, it's all coming together. I now understand considerably better, I think, how all of this is supposed to work. Do I have more emeralds in this box? Nope, we're fresh out of them. But the important thing is I do have a bunch more flint again, so we're just going to run back over to this guy and hopefully level him up. Hopefully all the way, this weaponsmith, because, yeah, look at the chunks of experience. Brilliant. What would have taken like dozens and dozens of emeralds, we've sorted out in just a short amount of time. So now, okay, he sells an axe, but this flint trade is still, yeah, just amazing. So quick. It really doesn't take any time at all. You only need a few hundred flint to do it, which means functionally only a couple of hundred gravel. We've almost got enough for it already again. So you can get diamond X from the weaponsmith and from the toolsmith? Yep, so definitely. So now we just need the diamond sword, but I'm hoping that we'll get a guaranteed one from master level. If not, then with this new knowledge, it won't be too terribly hard to get another weaponsmith or toolsmith up to maximum levels, because we don't need that many emeralds. Just a bunch of flint will be good if we get those on those other characters. So we're just gonna stick here and farm up a little bit of junk from the water. Next thing I know, I'm gonna find out that they buy dirt. No, I don't think anybody buys dirt. They definitely do buy stone. So you set up an auto smelter if you have a ton of cobblestone, and you can sell it to merchants. But it's like 20 stone for one. Of course, if you just have a ton of stone, then that's pure profit, which is what I did in my initial survival world. But of course, digging the gravel is a lot easier when you have a diamond tool, and digging it underwater is, well, incredibly annoying if you don't have the enchantments to make it speedy. But I do. Alright, this is much better. This is how underwater mining is meant to be done. The first-person view is not very useful for my purposes. So all we're going to have to do here is just basically chill. But now I have discovered just the joy of villager trading. I thought I knew what was going on, but I was a fool. This is the real way to mastery. When I think of all of those single emerald trades for like stone tools and those iron axes, when I could have just been like running this Fletcher loop to get a ton of flint, because it's only like 5 or 6 trades. I mean, it's a few hundred flint, sure, which if you didn't have the trade set up would be, I mean, rather a lot. We're about to run out of breath, so we're just gonna around here. And whenever you're in water and you notice you're not going fast, it's because you're not doing the breaststroke. You're just like, you're doing this bit where you're running, but you've got to get underwater a little bit. Sometimes it can be annoying in the first-person view, but it's much more clear when you're in third person what's going on and like why sometimes you feel like you're going appropriately fast. Or like right here, now that I'm standing on the bottom, I have relative full mining speed, because when you're still doing your little sideways breaststroke, it's not as quick. And with your feet on the ground, that's another thing that'll enhance it, on top of the enchantment that's making all of this possible, the aqua affinity, and the other one, the respiration, that's making it practical without me having to come up for air all of the time, just some of the time. And now that should be enough to get this person leveled up. And again, we don't have the diamond toe, which is not a super big priority. It's not any better at breaking anything except for like tree leaves, which, like, it's not that impressive to me, right? It's kind of cool to be able to do, but it's even cooler to just knock down the wood and ignore it, and then it solved the problem for you. But we're gonna go find the Fletcher. We can find him by his jaunty hat here. It's got a little feather in his cap. And the mason, if we had the mason around, we'd be able to sell some of this clay. It's right here, yeah. He gets his little overalls. It's pretty easy to tell when there's a mason around. And now we're just looking for the toolsmith. No, the weaponsmith. So we're looking for Ol Eye Patch. Where you at, Ol Eye Patch? I don't see him. He's chatting with someone somewhere else. Okay, these guys have gotten stuck again. 4 of them there this time. And 3 guys there this time. I felt like I've unstuck some people before, but I think it was just a couple of villager kids. It all runs together. We're just going to lay down here in the middle of the village. All of them are very happy with me. This guy, though, a little happier than the other folks were, standing over my bed to tell me what a good job I did. Please no, please do not. Please do not. But all we want to do now is stop slouching in a chair, but I need to find not a cleric, but he's got an eye patch. He'll come over here to work. Where is the weaponsmith of my dreams? Not you, sir. And these jokers, I think these is every guy that got lost and like just stuck inside of the pillar there. Like, what a bunch of valuable members of the community. Okay, so in conclusion, I have no idea where the weaponsmith is at. I am beginning to believe that he doesn't even exist. I don't want to sell the flint back to that guy. I just don't think it's worth. Because the Fletcher, I'm constantly upgrading from what I want to be selling anyway. It looks like we're getting like multiple village centers now. So rather than congregating over here, it's less predictable. But I think now everyone's coming to work. So if this guy's still alive, he should show up. And if he's not, then that's my fault. And I'm going to have to make a new one. Alright, well. Apparently I have jinxed it. And I no longer believe that this villager is going to show up for work ever again. He might. We'll check over there in a minute. It'll be okay if he doesn't. I'll just make another weaponsmith. Hey, Eyepatch! You know, I believed in you. I wasn't writing your obit already or nothing. Alright, so Master Weaponsmith, show me what you got. Swirly, swirly, and... awesome. Alright, well, I can't afford it yet, but there's my diamond sword. It's got knockback 1, which isn't good, but that doesn't matter because I've got my enchanting table set up. And now we can go to the Fletcher and sell this flint because, well, we don't really need to level up any more of these guys, although getting another toolsmith just so I could have access to the iron hoe would be nice, or the diamond hoe would be nice, but it's not terribly important. It's not even what I would call that important. But there's a little upgrade to gold, and okay, so he sells crossbows and buys string, but it wouldn't take too long to buy all of the bows or crossbows to level them up. Pretty simple in emerald terms, because if 3 is the original cost and you get that much out of it, then pretty easy. How do you shoot a crossbow? So you pull it back. It looks pretty cool. You can do it with the shield, but you can't see it. Oh, you get an advancement for that? Okay, old Betsy. And also take aim. Oh. Okay, shoot at something with an arrow. That is a thing that you get. Obviously. And old Betsy, I guess that refers to... Alright, you just shoot a crossbow. Who's the pillager now? And kill 2 phantoms with a piercing arrow. So probably with that one you try to off a pillager with the crossbow, which is a thing that we could go and try to do. Maybe we'll do that in the next video. We'll go adventuring a little bit. And bash our foes. Just doing a little bit of cycling of resources there. I am really pleased with what I was finding out there with the flint, because now the toolsmith, I don't remember if the armorsmith bought flint as well. I should go check that just for my own thoughts. I thought it was charcoal, but if it was flint for the armorsmith, who works Just right up the hill here. Right? Nope. Totally don't know where he lives. Oh, he lives on the other... He works right here on the other side of the library. I do know where he works. Alright, so no flint from the armorer, but there were the shields and cheaper things in the mid-range, so less worried about the expense of leveling them up if I have to do it again. I need to quit slouching. It's unlikely that I will actually live forever, but I'm gonna try. You hear me? I'm gonna try. And right now we are about to get to what I call critical egg mass, and we're gonna see that it's gonna go from, oh, we had 3 chickens, to I'll walk in here and I'll get 5 or 6 stacks of eggs just basically immediately. And that is when the next level of automation will want to take hold. And I'll need to do a slightly better job about everything I do in here. But right now, it's still fairly quick to throw some eggs at the wall, so we're still going to stay in that mode of it. And we're just going to throw most of the feathers and the raw chicken and the like in here for a while. We'll come back and get more later, but not right now. So the gravel's fine. We'll just use that as sort of like you can use these things to get emerald supply. The bow will need for a dispenser, I think? Yeah, alright, so a cobblestone and a redstone, and then that's how we'll make the dispenser. And then for the redstone torch is just that stuff. Alright, jolly good. Do I have wheat in here? Yeah. You know, I would have had a lot of wheat if I, stopped bringing it up. If I stop bringing it up, I'll finally be able to get over how annoyed I am. After all the thievery I did, all of the honest piracy, for all of that hay and indeed not hay, but wheat to disappear, it's just a great sadness, but I'm gonna get over it. What I want to do now is just cycle a couple lecterns. Did I leave them here? Because I really need to get mending books. You can't feel like happy and confident about how things are going to be if you don't have mending books. So we're just going to put one here and one here and see if anybody walks over to them. They might be in conversation mode. Villagers love conversing. And it looks like that is what's going on. And they're just wanting to hang out and get rained on and do their chatting. So I'm going to run over here for the day and do just a little bit of farming. Just get through some more of these iron axes. But now, we're one step closer to fantastic strength and wealth, because if I get a sword and an axe, then I can get like sharpness on it, and sharpness increases quite a lot of the damage, or at least it seems like it. So I'm going to be able to take fights where I might be ending it in 3 strikes rather than 4, or even 2 rather than 4 and sometimes. And if I ever learn how to like jump and do critical hits and stuff, then that could be pretty excellent. I'll be able to run around in the depths with confidence. I mean, not confidence. Confidence will get me killed. But, carelessness. Carelessness will get me killed too. One of my favorite things in this world, both in the real world and in Minecraft, is when you're playing Minecraft and you're doing something and then you come back and you realize that like your farm has grown a ton of things and now it's time to do another little thing. Like there, I was focusing so much, okay, I gotta do the gravel, doing these trades, working all of this stuff out. Before I know it, I'm like, okay, it's time to head over home. But then, unbeknownst to me, the most wonderful miracle, photosynthesis, and I, its principal beneficiary. Although I see more and more that I need proper torch coverage here. Because the last thing I need is a bunch of creepers popping up like what happened earlier and screwing up like one of the houses, or maybe breaking a block, because if there's a base level librarian and their block gets blown up, then that would stop me from having access to that. I would have to just cycle a bunch more, and that could be incredibly annoying. Plus, I think that the stuff grows better at night if there's a torch. Put one here. Yes. Pretty okay. But all in all, another fairly successful video. We've got a chunk of melons, so that's like another couple dozen of emeralds that we're going to be able to get. We might just farm through the whole night. You don't want to waste a nice sounding rainstorm after all. Because ideally, we'll end this video by getting all the stuff that we need for like a big expedition, and then we'll head out for like the lush cave and see what happens there. But of course it would be better to have all the stuff that we need. We already have quite nice shovels, we have quite a nice pickaxe. We'll get a diamond axe for combat and style before we go. We've got the diamond sword that we can get, and so pretty nice setup. We need feather falling for the boots. I don't need it, but it would be quite a load off my back, because I can definitely see a circumstance if we're running around down in the depths where I might get a little panicked and feel like I need to move quickly. And how bad that could definitely be if I take a bunch of fall damage at a time when I'm feeling nervous. Sometimes errors like that compound upon each other. But before we end, I'm just going to run over here, throw the bed down and crash for the night, and then do a little bit more advanced chicken farming. No, this is not advanced chicken farming. That's an out and out lie. This is as basic as chicken farming gets. But in my earlier chicken farm, this is basically all I would ever do. It wasn't automated at all. I would just throw down some eggs, and then once it was enough, I just left the eggs. And I had chests of them where I just didn't do anything at all, and I just left them there, figuring that I might want them someday. And then whenever one got out or whatnot, I would just knock them in the head. And I was really only doing it because I wanted to collect them. I hadn't sold any feathers or chicken meat on that save at all. I just, it won't surprise you if you've watched me to know that sometimes I just collect things just to have them. And that was also present on my survival world then. So I've got bows. I think maybe I'll get like another stack of arrows before I go. That could be practical. I don't think I'll need more than one axe. I definitely don't think we'll need more than the one pickaxe. I'm going to keep this fortune one with me until I get another fortune one. That way, if I see like diamonds or coal or whatever, I can get some more out of it. But really, at this point, we're just delaying. That looks like the last vestiges of the skeleton. But we'll be happy to take them off of his hands. And I just need to run and find the merchant from whom all blessings flow, this noble farmer. And we get not quite a full level from selling him stuff, but we do get exactly 24 emeralds. And that is going to be enough for us to buy a diamond sword. Magnificent. And if I get just a couple of more emeralds, then it'll be enough for me to have a diamond axe as well. But really, there's not too much of a difference between that and the iron axe for the purposes that I'm going to have. There are often not pieces of wood underground. At least I don't think there are. But so until I'm level 30, I can't really get the good enchantments. I might as well just go adventuring. So yes, we'll manage the inventory a little bit, not too much. Say goodbye to the pets. That is a lot of melons and pumpkins. Perhaps his inventories are fresh now. I didn't realize I was farming that many of them through the night, but you know, in any case, it'll make it a lot easier. There we go. Another good chunk. That'll let us get a diamond axe. And I think we've got a choice of them, right? Because the toolsmith and the weaponsmith both have one. Toolsmith diamond axe is efficiency 3. And weaponsmith is unbreaking 1. Well, you know, this one's cheaper. And it's really principally a combat tool. And so that it looks on my screen like I've got 4 diamond weapons in a row, because I do. Alright, so this would be the runaround stuff. We've got our 4 tools, bucket of water, got a bow. We'll bring a full stack of food with us, not the emeralds. We'll just buy a couple more stacks of arrows. That'll let us get some practice on it, and then also it feels nice to have them. Alright, so that should be plenty of arrows. If we run out of that many arrows while we're on this journey, then maybe we've got other problems. I'm just going to run up here real quick and look at these 2 librarians, hoping for mending, not expecting it. Riptide 2, Breach 1. We're going to cycle these just 1 or 2 more times, but I'm going to be doing the sign off for the video. I feel like I've already done it, but thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as the Technoblares. And it looks like we are once again not going to find our mending books, but we're not giving up hope. Multi-shot. Well, never heard of that. It's probably what it sounds like, and it shoots multiple arrows, and that does sound interesting, so we're going to leave it. But this is going to be the last reset of this one. I swear it's true. What do we get out of you? Quick charge 1. Well, that is okay. It's not going to happen. thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. We're going to go ahead and end this episode now. When we return, we're just going to manage the inventory a little bit, and then we're going to run off to the Lush Cave. We're going to get into an adventure. We're going to try to have plenty of space for everything. And I'm excited. I think it's going to go good. We'll keep the clock on us. We don't really need the compass. And we won't be taking the second bow along. If I use one full bow of charges, I don't know how many shots it is, but it's probably more than the arrows that I have. We'll have bigger problems, but... we'll have to get torches before we go. That's right. Well then, I'm going to end the video now. When we start up the next one, then I'll do the rest of the necessary housekeeping. But, you know, it's just mainly been a run of running around, and so, you know, it's not for everybody, but if you've made it this far, thank you so much, and more of this to come in the future. You know, I can always promise you more of this. Or at least I can promise you this for right now. Always is a long time, but the other thing I can promise you is that I'm about to end it right about now. Or now. Maybe now. See you guys.